Hi, Leo, Sun, Moon, and Ascendant. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your November 27th, 2023 full moon reading for you. Now, I ask if this reading resonates with you. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It helps me out immensely, so thank you so very much for doing so. If you're interested to enter to receive a free reading from me, put a turkey in the comment box. A person will be chosen at random at the end of the month to receive this reading, and all the instructions, all the ways that we will proceed forward will be in that video. I will not be contacting you in the comment box, so don't be scammed by anybody saying, hooray, you've won, because it will not be me. Okay, so just be aware of it. It'll be a completely separate video. If you're interested in a private reading, a private personalized meditation, or a healing, check out my website, daneharttarot.com, which is linked in the description box below, as are all the cards that I'm using. Now, before we begin this reading, let us clear the energy space, raising our own energy vibration and releasing any negativity. This cleanse and meditation will be accompanied by a loud sound. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. Releasing all negativity from the body like storm clouds, letting yourself feel calm, centered, and at peace as we enter into this safe and loving space. So let's see, Leo, what the tarot has to say. And we're going to be doing the tarot and astrology during this moon, so let me know what you think of it. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. We have the Knight of Wands reversed. We have the Eight of Wands reversed. We have the King of Pentacles reversed. We have the Ten of Cups reversed. This moon, I'm going to tell you all, you can be getting really upset. Oh my gosh, all these cards are reversed. This moon is doing that. Like a lot of the cards, like all the cards are coming out reversed. This is an intense, volatile, fast moving moon that is just, it's a powerhouse. It's a powerhouse moon, and it throws us for a loop. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Okay. And then we have the Two of Wands and the Ten of Wands. All right, the Ten of Wands reverse is awesome. The fact that we have the Knight of Wands, which is us represented in the minor arcana, we're represented by the wands in the minor arcana, we're represented by strength in the major arcana, but we have the wands coming forward and we have the Ace of Wands. So there's a gift that's coming to us, but it's kind of put on pause. So just know that during this time, we could be like, I feel like something bigger is supposed to be happening. I feel like things are supposed to be opening up in different ways. And Spirit's saying, well, they are. It's just on pause here as we're learning from this moon, as we're learning from ourselves, as we're cultivating forward. So that's going to be a real big deal. So this full moon is in Gemini. It's 4 degrees, 51 minutes in Gemini, which is a mutable sign. And it's also a very nonconformist sign. It goes to the beat of its own drum, which you'll like, Leo, but you can also get kind of frustrated with because 6 planets are going to be in mutable signs during this time. And one of them is the sun, and you are ruled by the sun. So we have Neptune, Saturn, the moon, Mercury, the sun, and Mars, all in mutable signs. So just be aware of this. Be aware that we can be feeling all over the place, that it can be hard to focus, that it can be overwhelming. So acknowledging that is going to be super important for us. This full moon is also starting a 5-moon cycle, beginning with Gemini, ending with Libra, there we go, not Leo, Libra. And it brings powerful endings and powerful new beginnings. So be prepared. This is intense. And it's going to be intense. Powerful endings, powerful new beginnings, moving us forward during this time. Now, if you want to dive deeper into the astrology, because we're not going to go too deep, check out Pam Gregory's channel. I have her linked in the description box below. She is absolutely magnificent, and I cannot recommend her more. All right, so let's see what Spirit has to say. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels. Okay, so reversed, we have celestial and blissful. We kind of don't want to admit to ourselves, Leo, that we are as affected by the cosmos, the moving of the planets, the movement of the stars, the, solar flares, but even natural disasters, natural happenings. We don't want to think that we're as affected as we are. So it is going to be very important for us during this time to say, hey, I'm cosmosally sensitive. I'm celestially sensitive. That's okay. It's actually part of my superpower. It's okay for me to be this way. And I'm going to learn or harness this as well as I can so that I can be filled with bliss again. There could be something here where we feel like we lost our spark a little bit, that we are focusing more on the chaos of things instead of the beauty of things. So here with blissful reversed, Spirit is saying, fill yourself with bliss. And we might not be showing ourselves enough grace or taking the time really to fill ourselves with the bliss that we need in our lives. So just being aware of this can be super important, and understanding that we are celestially sensitive is very powerful. It's very powerful to us because we like to think, oh no, I'm not sensitive to this, or oh, that doesn't affect me. And Spirit is saying, oh yes, it does. So we forget as human beings that we are also animals, and animals are affected celestially, and we can see that, and so are we. So just acknowledging that within us, it's going to be so powerful. Let's see what our chakra energy is. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Also, we have a lot celestially going on here, so coming to that understanding can just make this time so much easier for us. We have, oh, of course we do. We have the throat chakra coming forward. Gemini is all about the throat chakra. It's all about communication, talking, learning, taking things in. And here we have life purpose. There is going to be an energy around us, an energy around our throat. Now, also note that that's where your thyroid is. You can find chanting meditations to be highly beneficial. You can find just humming, if you're not into chanting, just humming can be also highly beneficial. Just sitting in meditation and humming, or saying Om Nami Padme Hum, can be astoundingly beneficial for us during this time, leading us towards our life purpose, but also hearing the words that we're saying subconsciously to ourselves, our self-talk, but also our outward talk. How are we moving our life forward? How are we embracing our purpose, what we desire, what we want, and what we need within ourselves? So this moon is also going to amplify our life purpose. Now, what's also interesting here is that Mercury, the sun, and Mars are in Sagittarius. Now, Gemini and Sagittarius, sister signs, so they can get along swimmingly, or they can be a little bit cantankerous towards each other. So it just depends. Like sisters, either you love or hate. Sometimes there's no middle ground. But Sagittarius is all about freedom. It's all about independence. It's all about truth, very much leading towards life purpose. This is kind of like a deeper dive. Gemini energy loves the questioning, the searching, but it can kind of flits from thing to thing. During this time, we might find that we settle on something that really calls to our heart, our soul, our creativity, and what we desire. The 10 of Cups reversed. This is what makes you happy. Don't during this time go after what makes other people happy, what you think you are supposed to be doing, how you think you are supposed to be doing these things or being, or somebody else wants you to be during this time. It's kind of like what makes you happy, Leo. Because Sagittarius energy, it really brings forward, again, that freedom, that independence, that truth, but it can also be, I'm right, you're wrong. We can find that we come up with those conflicts during this time. I'm right, you're wrong, coming up against people like that. But our energy can also be, I'm right, you're wrong. So just acknowledging that everybody can be just a little bit stubborn during this time is going to be important. Step out of the ego. That's huge. And also understand that we're going to also want spontaneity, and there can be restlessness. That's also very Sagittarian energy, spontaneity and restlessness coming forward. With the Two of Wands reversed, we can kind of feel like doors are closing. We can get very frustrated. I know the way that I'm supposed to be moving forward. That kind of coupled with our own Leo tendency towards stubbornness. Not that that's bad at all. You guys are the movers and shakers of the zodiac. It's absolutely fantastic energy, but sometimes we can really get, something in our bit, like something in our mind. It has to be done just that way. Sagittarius energy will amplify that. And so Spirit is saying here, hey, doors are going to be closing, not in a bad way at all, but Spirit's going to be making it pretty clear, hey, I don't want you going that way. I don't want you moving, forward like that. Your life purpose is in another direction. So being aware of that and kind of moving, using the mutable sign energy that's around us, not for chaos, but for like going with the flow, that's going to be really, really, really important. So let's see the energy we need to be mindful of during this time. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. We have rebirth reversed. So there's a change that we are coming towards in our lives. We're going to feel it. We are going to see it in some ways and also not see it in others. So there's going to be a big change on the horizon for us, something very big that we're stepping into, but we're resisting it. We're resisting that metamorphosis, that transformation, that rebirth. Understanding that is going to be important for us. Understanding that, okay, things are changing, entering into a new stage of existence. That's cool. That's powerful for me. But there's going to be the sense here of, no, but I want it to be the same, or I'm not quite ready for this. Acknowledging that is going to be super important. Okay, good. We're good there. Now, let's talk about the tarot. We're going into the Knight of Wands. The Knight of Wands is us. The Knight of Wands is reversed. So this can be chaotic energy. Be aware of this. The Knight of Wands is a bit of a hothead when he's reversed. When we have this reversed energy coming forward, it's going to be very much, okay. So what Spirit is saying, you bring the charm. You bring the charm, you bring the charisma, you are fantastic at all of this. Your temper can get the best of you, okay? We can have a hard time because we're moving so quickly and we're in such a fast-paced moon that we can move so quickly that we don't really get done what we want to get done. We're always on to the next thing, on to the next thing, on to the next thing, which can make us very restless. And people can get a little bit annoyed with this energy coming forward because we're always going to be jumping to the next thing. And that can be in relationships too. So just be mindful about that as well, where we could be really looking at things and thinking, well, I'm just so bored here. It has to change. And then after we get out of this energy field of restlessness and spontaneity and kind of chaos that is around us, we'll be like, oh, was that the best choice I could have made? So kind of just meditate, slow it down. That's going to be so important before you make any big decisions, because we're going to find that once we think it through, we're going to serve ourselves better. It's not for anybody else. It's for us to think it through and then to move forward. That's going to be a really big deal. Now, this also, okay, yeah, Saturn is 0 degrees, 56 minutes in Pisces. This is squaring the full moon, this is squaring the sun, and this is also squaring Mars. So this deeply affects us. Now, this has us fighting between tradition and innovation. We're going to get bored with the way things have always been, but traditions are kind of there for a reason also. So looking at things and finding our balance, finding our harmony, knowing that this energy right here loves to hit the self-destruct button, loves to hit the blow it up, see how it ends, like see how all the pieces fall. I'm really curious, what if we just? So just be mindful about this as well. This wants to reinvent the wheel completely. And we're going to have that energy of, well, what if we just completely reinvent the wheel? Don't reinvent the wheel, make it work for you. Remember, it took thousands of years, I think it was thousands of years, for people to learn you didn't have to make wheels out of stone. You can make them out of wood. And that was revolutionary. So take that energy of what works, and then innovate that, transform that. With the Ace of Wands, the Ace of Wands is a gift from God, Source, Spirit, however you see the divine, the universe. We're absolutely taking this gift, but because it's reversed, it's on pause. So Spirit is showing us our creativity is coming forward, our passion is coming forward. Again, we can be a little bit hot-headed. We can also put so much on our plate during this time. I'm going to get this done. I'm going to get that done. That we need to be mindful not to get in these like chaotic episodes of existence that just drain our battery, or that we've put so much on our plate we can't get anything done and we just feel like failures. So just be aware of this. Be kind to yourself during this time. Know that passion is moving you forward. Fire is definitely guiding you, but tempering that so that it's not a barn fire, right? But a steady, beautiful blaze that warms the home and warms our souls. But again, a gift of passion, of creativity, of insight, of really saying, it just ties back to this is my life purpose. This is what I want. This is what I need. This is what's important to me. Now, what's also interesting during this time is that Mercury is conjunct the galactic center. The galactic center gives us this energy of divine intelligence and universal energy. So there's this power here because Mercury rules Gemini. There's this power of universal energy coming forward, of determination, of kind of like insight, intelligence, ideas. The doors are opening. You're going to see your mind can be a lot clearer than it has been in a really long time. So utilize this energy. Neptune is also squared Mercury, which brings powerful creativity and imagination into our lives. So again, this is a highly creative time for us. Mercury is just profoundly powerful, and our minds are opened to limitless possibilities. Now, with the King of Pentacles coming into play, this is Earth sign energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. If we have this in our chart, this trips us up. If we're born on the cusp with Virgo, this can trip us up. If we have Earth sign energies in our life, this can trip us up right now. So just be aware of this, that this is going to be more of the, I'm hearing slow and steady wins the race type of energy, which is going against kind of that fast moving, innovative energy that we have. But it's not necessarily be mindful and be cautious. It is only do what has been done before. And that's going to go against a lot of the power, the innovation, the ideas that you have. But it's also going to be good temperance energy, like balancing energy for you during this time. With the King of Pentacles, the King of Pentacles is highly successful. All right. But this is going to be, do you see the interconnectedness of things? This is going to be step by step by step by step. And I'm just seeing it being so slow that it drives you crazy. So just know that there's either somebody in your life that's moving super slowly and you're like, oh my goodness, this can actually cause a really big fight because your energies are so different during this time. This is also going to be somebody who's like, save the money. And we can really be into a spend mode right now. So acknowledging that is also going to be super important for us. Like slow it down, steady it. But here, if we have these people in our lives, the difference between spending and, saving can come up. There can be a sense of like over researching. Like this person can really love, I'm just seeing a garden, right? And this person will research the plants that you need to plant next to each other, the ways that it has to go. And that's beautiful. It's wonderful. It will make the garden fantastic. But there's also going to be the sense of, I want some spontaneity to this. I want things to be a little bit colorful, a little bit cheerful, a little bit like not as practical. So being aware of this energy is going to be very, very powerful for us during this time. Yeah, okay. So that also plays into the fact that we have Mars squared Saturn. All right. Saturn is Capricorn energy, Earth sign energy here. And Mars is fire sign energy, Aries energy. Mars is go, 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 go energy coming through very strongly for us. And Saturn is slow down, think it through. And there just can be conflict between that moving forward, that kind of like, feisty energy and slowing it down and centering it. Now, what's really interesting here with the 10 of Cups, the 10 of Cups is love, it's prosperity, it's success, and they all live happily ever after. I love these little jellyfish all having a good time with the cups, having a little bit of a party. Now, this energy is quite interesting because the sun is in quinticelle with Uranus. Now, we can be feeling this. We can be feeling, because we're ruled by the sun, a quinticelle is an aspect that brings obsession and war. We can find that we get really fixated on on certain things. We can get hyper fixated also on like foods, like only eating this type of food right now, only doing these type of things right now. So just know that it's because the sun is in quinticelle, all right, with Uranus, but also it brings war. And we see this in our world. Our world is becoming rather obsessive, warlike. It's intense, not cool, right? Energy. And Uranus brings awakening. So here with the 10 of Cups, it's not doing what we think we are supposed to be doing. It's not acting the way, yes, there's social construct, right? But if you're coming from a place of love and kindness and peace and harmony and grace, then live your life, like live your happiness, be your joy, let that move you forward. Uranus brings us a place of awakening. So moving out of obsession, moving out of war, conflict, which is also like, conflict energy, into awakening into a higher state of being, a sense of, Spirit just said transcendental enlightenment. You don't have to go into transcendental meditation if you don't want to, but you can. I mean, somebody's going to feel very drawn to that, and that's going to be very good for you. But the 10 of Cups here reverse is saying, I'm looking at everybody else. I'm looking at what they make, that what makes them happy, and I'm thinking that should be making me happy, but it's not, because it's not your happiness. It's not your happiness. It's not your joy. Find the things that make you happy. Even if you're thinking, Dane, nothing makes me happy. One thing, like the sun shining in through the window makes me happy, or the birds singing outside makes me happy. And focus on that. It can be so little. It can be something so small, but it brings just a little bit of joy. And then letting that move us forward, letting that connect with us is going to be such a big deal. Because there's also a quintuple between Venus in Libra and Jupiter in Taurus. Now, both Libra and Taurus are ruled by Venus. All right. And we even have the Page of Wands here. So we're coming through as a warrior, we're coming through as a student, but we're kind of an unwilling warrior. We're going to really think, instead of using our power to defend and build and grow, it's kind of like instead of being a knight of the round table, right? The perfect Arthurian, I like Sir Galahad, over Lancelot. But instead of being that type of energy, it's kind of like being a Viking and going in and just raiding and pillaging and taking and moving on. That's the type of energy I get here. So just be mindful about that. Here we need to be a student. And that's also going to be super important because of this quintuple between Venus in Libra and Jupiter in Taurus, because we're going to see changes in love and in finances. So Spirit is saying here, hey, be a student of what you love, of what you want, to focus on the energy, rein it in, because we're going to need to build long-term plans, or we're going to be looking at things kind of differently. We're going to be a student of our passion, of our power, of what we want, of the way that we're moving forward, but we're going to think we have all the answers. It's just going to be a thing during this time. Everybody thinks they have all the answers, which is cool, but everybody's answers are different and everybody's answers are catered towards them. So just be mindful about this during this time, that this can feel very, kind of overwhelming. There can be a lot coming at you, especially if you have a child in your life, or somebody who has just this very youthful energy that's a fire sign or has fire sign in their chart. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, you're going to find that this person teaches you a lot. And it's like they don't even know they're teaching. They don't even know that this needs to be learned, or that this is a life lesson, like part of your soul's lesson during this time. And we're going to be kind of unwilling or unknowing learners. And that's going to be a beautiful thing, but we are going to be a bit resistant to it. With the Two of Wands, again, Spirit has showed that doors are closing, and that's okay. But we're going to think it has to be this way that I've seen it, right? This way that I want it to be. And Spirit's saying here, no, but I'm trying to guide you in a different direction. It might not be how we envisioned life, but our imagination, our vocabulary, it's limited. It's limited by how we were raised. It's limited by where we were raised. It's limited by what we know. And Spirit's mind and scope and being is infinite. So here, it's kind of embracing a bit of the infinite and saying, okay, let's explore. And using that exploratory energy that we have, instead of saying, I know what's right, I know how this has to be, but kind of stepping out of our ego, stepping out of ourselves and saying, okay, if I slow down and I step into meditation, or I just start to listen, because your angels and your spirit guides are talking to you nonstop. Gemini energy is very much communicative energy. We're taking that in, we're moving forward with it. We're going to find that we head in directions that are spectacular for us and also beautiful for us. And that leads us to the 10 of Wands. That leads us to releasing burdens that have been weighing us down, that have been overwhelming us, that have been making us doubt or fear. But it has been that we only saw the mud on our shoes. We only saw the chaos in our existence. And now we're starting to free ourselves. We're starting to see ourselves move forward. And there's a beauty, there's a cultivation, there's a brilliance that is shining. Now let's see what the moon has to say for herself. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Ooh, goodness. Okay. Unexpected comes forward. Angels and spirit guides. We have fear, blossoming, angels and spirit guides. Nurturing, resilience, fruition. Resilience is reversed. It's our first reverse card. And we have balance. So all the moon, except for one, is in the upright position. And that's awesome because all our tarot cards were reversed. Oh, also know that this moon, okay, with the moon in Gemini, Gemini is the thinking mind. Our thinking mind is so prevalent. It's so forward during this time. Everything begins with a thought. Everything begins with a word. And our thoughts are anchored in our hearts. So our thoughts affect our emotions way more than we realize. And this is why Gemini is represented by the lovers in the major arcana, okay? Because it's anchored in our hearts. So in this intense, volatile moon, let your heart guide you. Be a quiet warrior of the heart and let it guide you in love. That's what Pam Gregory said. And it is just the most beautiful thing. She said, be a quiet warrior of the heart. And I just thought, oh my gosh, Gemini energy is the lovers. And that's it. It makes all the sense in the world. Your thoughts affect your heart. Be aware of your heart. Be aware of what your heart is telling you. So with this moon, let's go deeper. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides, angels. Ooh, let's see how far this takes us. Oh, that was perfect. I love that. Okay. So here we have the unexpected. Your hard work is paying off. And here in this time of like chaos, of run, 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 that can be very unexpected to us, where we start to see things coming to fruition, moving us forward, moving in the direction that we need to or that we want to. So that's going to be a pretty big deal, especially since there's a bit of chaos to us. There's going to be something that happens during this time around the full moon that grounds us, that anchors us, that gives us clear vision as to how to move forward. It brings us then to fear. With the Ace of Wands, there's going to be a reason why we need to be moving so fast, that we are so chaotic at times. It comes from fear. It comes from what we want kind of being locked away. And then with the Ace of Wands, that sense of creativity, that sense of passion, that sense of, all this fiery illumination not being taken right now. Because it's like, oh no, I'm too afraid. It's too overwhelming. So Spirit is saying here, be bold and make the first move. And that's reversed. And usually that's never reversed for us, Leo. We're usually bold. We make the first move. We go after what we want. But here there's a sense of fear, of chaos, of I've messed up in the past. How could I possibly move forward? So acknowledging that a fear is holding you back from what you want, and then centering yourself to say, okay, what is that fear, is going to be a very important thing. And then moves us to prosperity lies ahead and blossoming. With the energy that is the King of Pentacles energy reversed can be very austere, right? It can be very, just kind of, it all has to be moving towards prosperity. Everything is intertwined. Everything has to be making a profit. Everything has to be moving forward. That energy reverse is also kind of, I don't see it as being, I see it as being very frustrating, but I don't see it as being as negative as it could be, because I see it making us blossom into ourselves. This could be a Taurus, okay? It would be very natural for this to be a Taurus energy, and it says prosperity lies ahead. It's almost like you're warring with this energy, even if it's not a Taurus energy, but that's, you have the full moon, the new moon in Taurus right here. Even if it's not a Taurus energy, there's a sense of this earth energy being so grounding, being so determined to focus, that it can cause a fight. So just be aware of this during this time. But you are blossoming. There is a sense of like, oh, that's what I needed to know. Oh, that's what I needed to do. Oh, that's how I needed to move forward. Meditate and contemplate, because it nourishes you. You need the nourishment of slowing it down, of meditating, of contemplating, of getting out of our own heads, because in this world of constant comparing and contrasting, right, and finding ourselves wanting, we aren't doing what's right for us. So here, meditate, contemplate, do whatever it is that is meditative for you. It could be knitting, crocheting, embroidery, sewing. It could be going for a walk. It could be playing sports. It could be, brushing the dog. Whatever it is, do those things that take you out of your mind and put you either into your body or just into kind of a collective with the universe. It brings us then to working through our fears. So we have our fears coming forward. That's what's holding us from getting the gift from the Ace of Wands that we want. And here we work through our fears. There is a sense, as we are a student, that we are looking at, it's not that we're looking at ourselves as not being resilient, but it's almost saying, hey, it's time to put down what you have been carrying. You have been so strong. You have been so resilient. You have been so powerful or forceful or determined or however you want to word it. It's time to let it go. And maybe even it's time to have a good cry. It's time to release a lot of energy that we've been stiff upper lipping and saying, you know what, just keep on soldiering on, just keep on going, just keep on pushing, just keep on. And Spirit is saying here, hey, embrace your love, slow it down, look at what you're afraid of, and put down roots, like put down and ground what you want in your life. It brings us then to confidence is your key to success. And that is the new moon in Leo. It's very much embracing your energy. It's letting yourself shine, being a confident, powerful sun-based Leo, Your confidence is your key to success. With the Two of Wands, even when doors close, know that Spirit is bringing into fruition what you need, what you want, and that this moon is moving towards your manifestation. Step out of your comfort zone. That's going to be huge for this moon. Now, yes, we want to be spontaneous. We want to go, but we're always going to find that we kind of do the same things. So stepping out of our comfort zone is going to move us into balance, into harmony with ourselves. Again, this is not in a chaotic way. This isn't in a hurtful way at all. It's stepping out of our comfort zone. It's embracing what we love and what we want. And it's looking at, how do I call forward the balance in my life? How do I call me forward into my power and into my beauty and into myself? And that's as we're releasing everything that has been weighing us down. Our subconscious spirit message is authentic. Be you. Authentic is thrown around a lot lately. It's a keyword, right? Or a trendy word, or whatever they call them. But here, when Spirit is saying be authentic, it's look at the world and say, okay, I see you, but this is me. And then, to have the chutzpah to be able to say, okay, I can do that, but I need to be authentically me, right? I need to have that confidence being the key to our success, embracing that Leo energy and saying, but this is me. And I move forward in the power, in the beauty, and in the brilliance of being me. And it brings us then to our subconscious chakra energy, which is forgiveness. And this is the heart chakra. This is embracing your heart, your soul, what you love. But this is saying, listen, I forgive. Now, forgiving others, yeah, that's great. But I forgive myself. And I'm not saying that flippantly. Forgiving others is huge. But when we forgive ourselves, we start to see the weight that other people had on us isn't as powerful. It isn't as much. So here with forgiveness, Spirit is saying, start with you. Start with embracing your heart, embracing what you love, embracing that beautiful Gemini energy that is moving us to the lovers, moving us to loving ourselves, and saying, I forgive. I forgive every misstep, every heartbreak, and every pain, and I let myself shine. It brings us then to our subconscious energy to be mindful of, and it's the Three of Swords reverse. Be mindful that we are releasing a lot of heartbreak, a lot of pain, a lot of disappointments, purging, that sense of emotional purging is going to be happening, and letting ourselves have the grace to cry, letting ourselves have the grace to be in our feelings and hold that sacred space for us. If we need to have somebody to help us, a therapist, or even like a doctor, if we're kind of like too stuck in hurt and pain, that's going to be important. There's nothing wrong with needing assistance. There's nothing wrong with with needing to lean on someone or something. So just being here, as long as it's healthy and good for you, and again coming from that positive energy place, that's going to be really important. Our subconscious tarot message is the Three of Pentacles. You're not in this alone. There's going to be a collaboration, working together, things coming together, and that's going to be very important. So through all of this, the Three of Pentacles is saying you're not alone and you need to know that. Our subconscious Luna message is have faith and believe in your dreams, and then attraction. So with attraction, that is manifestation. Our emotions are attracting to us what we want or what we don't want. So just be mindful with attraction reverse that we're not being as well mindful of our emotional self, of our feeling self as we should be. And then your dreams, have faith in your dreams. Your dreams are a part of you. You've had them for a reason. They might come out differently, worded differently, kind of moved differently, but they're going to have the same essence to them. Because remember, we only have a limited vocabulary as human beings when we're born, when we're raised, as we're moving forward, when we set up our dreams when we're like 15 years old and saying, this is what I want. And so don't ever think that you're failing, because you're not. You're just taking a different path forward than you had expected. All right. All right, Leo. I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I am sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all, and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy as we embrace the power, intensity, and beauty of this time, of this moon, and of ourselves. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and in harmony, Leo. May blessings and prosperity always be with you. I love you all. God bless. And have a blessed moon. Bye.